Level complete. A harsh cry rips through me as I stagger to my feet. I give my opponent a kick in his soft belly for good measure. Dull, gnawing pain radiates up from my toes. Still worth it. Would you like to continue? I'm tempted, even though it's a struggle to slow my breathing. But I have an appointment I've got to keep. I log out of the game. Gone is the industrial early 21st century warehouse. In its place is a capsule-sized room scented with lilac, housing the latest cutting-edge tech for super-immersive simulations and games. The arcade provides a much-needed escape from everyday life in the domed city of New Worth, but some days I need the ritual more than others. With sleepwalker precision, I pry myself out of the harness that lets me interact with the game's augmented environment. The feedback mitts are next, and it takes a moment for the sensation to return to my hands as the data receptors embedded in my palms and fingertips disengage from the tech. My implant projects messages and alerts that arrived while I was at the arcade into my field of vision. I scan through them with a series of eye movements, trashing a reminder for Britta's party tonight. As if I'd forget. Rick pinged me while I was under. For a moment, I want nothing more than to reach out and have his consciousness brush against mine, a connection fostered by our implants. But I don't dare. Not with the risk of emotional bleed from what I've tasked myself with this afternoon. He'll have to wait. With a hard blink, my implant's ocular interface recedes into the background. I fit my day gloves over my hands, grab my bag, and exit the suite. Kenzie, the jockey on call, gives me a nod. Feeds from all the recreation suite rentals scroll across his monitors, tracking account balances, vitals, and hardware performance. Although arcades in the canopy are closer to my dorm, this is the one I grew up going to, only a few blocks away from my parents' apartment in the terrestrial district. The jockeys all know me, and ensure I get the best functioning suites. They tend to do a better job cleaning up after the previous occupants, too, when I have a reservation on the books. I drift toward the exit, but hold off on joining the late afternoon crowds that always plague New Worth's lower levels. I'm a few minutes ahead of schedule. Just as well. I try to shake off the brawl from the game. I need all my focus for what's next. With the promenade, the biggest thoroughfare that traverses the length of the terrestrial district, only a few blocks away, the bustle and hum of people are everywhere. Down here in the perpetual twilight, street lamps burn day and night. Holographic projections and bioluminescent paint cover every flat surface with advertising. I adjust my ocular boost accordingly to help me make sense of the chaos as I search. Not everyone gets the night amplification filter. Only the lucky few in the terrestrial district who can afford it. My father never got one, but he worked overtime for a year to ensure I had it by the time I started middle school.
"What are you doing, Emery?"
Kenzie asks, suddenly at my side. I whirl toward him, fist at the ready, then relax at the sight of his startled, pale face. Guess I'm still amped up after my session.
Whoa.
He holds up his hands, faux leather wristlets protecting his data receptors.
Sorry I scared you, but you looked a bit lost.
Up close, I can make out the metal plates along his forehead and cheeks, just under the skin, where he can magnetically mount different accessories. Anything from devil's horns or reptilian frills to carved bone ornaments. But he's just himself today. Oh, I tap my temple, signaling preoccupation with my implant, and hope he'll drop it.
Well, don't let me interrupt a conversation with one of your blink buddies. Or maybe a confidant?
He waggles his brows suggestively at the idea of me having an implant contact I share everything with. But to trust someone with that much of myself?